we've got, it tells you right in the centre of the glyph on the eastern side, okay, you see this arrow, this sort of oblong sort of arrow here.
Yeah.
It means centre. Okay?
I'll upload this, yeah.
So this is on your, this is the centre here on your button, that's the angle. So basically when you centre, all your soul totem, your body's your totem,
Okay.
here's your soul totem,
So that sign is...
spirit aspects,
Yeah.
all your spirit aspects are in your head to connect with all the animals and the birds in nature, so you conduct the orchestra of when you're doing music, okay?
Okay.
Like when you, especially with the birds, I do stuff with birds quite often.
Ah, yeah.
And then all your soul totem spirit aspects will merge at one at the chiasmus, that's the X. The X marks the spot there.
Chiasmus, okay.
Chiasmus, it's a structure in the brain, it's an X structure, yeah.
So where...
Chiasmus, it's
Okay.
a Greek sort of word.
So that literally means
Madja.
your soul, that
Yeah,
symbol.
Greek. That's actually a Madja word. And Greek just took it straight up, okay.
Mm.
But it was Greek. With the church there. In Greek they actually do X, chiasmus, yeah, that's right, fuck. And I wrote it as Madja, spastic. And, okay, all your soul totems, okay, when you centre, your soul totem, as in your body, spirit aspects, which are in your head, and all of them will merge together as one at your chiasmus, okay, that's that structure in your head, between your two temples. See how the T, the centre line is there?
Mm-hmm.
So here's your T,
Mm-hmm.
there's your temples, your two temples, between your two temples.
Okay.
So that's what it's telling you on the Kariong glyphs on how to centre, because when
How
you,
to center your energy.
when you stand on the centre line,
Yeah.
there, basically you can connect to the whole area, and the glyphs, oh, there's some magnetic stuff going on there, but people don't know how to do it. Now,
So that's what that image was, the first one that you showed me.
yeah, I'll be taking, now there's a friend of mine and me, we've got this title in Empire Bay,
Mm-hmm.
it basically extends to Lion Island,
Okay.
and that Lion Island title, whoever owns that Lion Island owns the whole of Uga and the wealth, because it's actually the intestines, the actual intestine reset switch for the appendix to basically produce fauna in the body, in the stomach and the gut and stuff.
Yep.
Okay, and basically speaking, my friend, I've actually, for his healing, once he's at the right stage, I'm going to take him there to that centre thing, and Pete is the rainbow serpent there. He's the big reptile. Okay.
Pete.
Of Uga, yeah,
Okay.
this friend of mine in South Australia, okay,
Yeah.
and he's also the big Tarur that got stuck out of the omniverse that we managed to get back sort of a while ago actually, but then we had to get the Pete aspect out of there too.
Okay.
We just did that the other day, and we've had to wait 2.2 million years to do that.
Ah, yeah.
We worked it out
Alright.
2.2 million years ago that unfortunately we're going to have to wait that long until we get that thing fucking back, and it shut us off, didn't it, Donish? And so we had to make preparations, and this is why we made these extra magnets and stuff, because we knew that we would need it, because things were going to get pretty hairy.
Which
So-
magnets are you talking about?
Well, we've got magnets in our body. Okay?
Yeah.
A woman's got a W, okay,
Okay.
like this, a W,
Oh, okay. That's different.
okay, or a
No.
double U, like literally, like a U is a magnet, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know,
Well,
you have a magnet that's like, it's a U, right?
Yeah, yeah.
A single magnet is a man,
Mm.
okay, and a double magnet is a woman, okay? Now, if you're in the north, if you're a woman, you're an Om, okay? That's the name of a woman, an O-M, or in Madja, A-M, which is pronounced with a soft O and a hint of an A, so it's Om, okay? And then the man is because it's a single magnet, right?
Yeah.
Then if you're in the south, you basically go, so I should have that actually facing like that. I don't know what I'm doing. But in the south we go the owl, okay,
Yeah.
for the double U, and we go O for the single, the male. See
Yeah.
how the male's got, see that one there?
Mhm.
Just one magnet and two magnets, that's the female. See,
Right.
the female has two magnets. You've got one magnet here,
Yeah.
you've got one magnet here. Man's only got one magnet there. But man's got more stronger strength, okay?
Yeah.
Because the man's got to actually support the architecture and engineering for the woman. See, the man is the branches and stuff like that. The woman is the leaves and the flowers and everything like that.
Right.
It has to basically go out and magnetise nature. But the man has to basically be strong enough and flexible enough to be the structure for the woman to go out. So that's why we've got the strong density. So men have got to not beat up women and stuff like that, and not turn into faggots. So women
Yeah.
and children are vulnerable.
We
So-
have to protect the women.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's how it works. Now I happen to have a magnet here and a magnet here. Okay.
Okay.
Why? Because I can. Okay. And I've got another couple going on in other places too.
Cool.
So, but the thing is, and it's one of the reasons why I can hold so much magnetism. But also, you've got to have the nerve to do it.
Yeah.
You know, because you've got to go, I can do this. Okay.
Well, half
And
of it is
if you're not confident, you should not do this. You have to be confident in yourself. You really do.
Agreed.
So, I like this joint. I haven't even given you a puff of this yet,
Where's
have I?
the cigar?
That's a good question. Here it is.
I was like, oh, I thought you still. No, you haven't lit it yet. No, I have had that. I just.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I thought I was still holding it.
No.
As I do. Oh, give my knees a break. Oh no! He's still there. Oh, you are something else. See, that's a medicine wheel there. Okay?
That's also a
Okay, that's a Kariong.
Cathar cross.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
So what do you
Fucking
think
idiot,
about the
fucking
UFO
idiot.
looking thing?
Yeah.
What?
Wayne and I carved them, didn't they? I didn't realise that till the other day. Now I did a little.
But which one?
You see all this sand here? This is this magnetic river sand
Yeah.
from the Kadesha, where the Murray meets the Darling, which are the fallopian tubes of the Kadesha.
I thought that.
And in the middle, see, here's the Kadesha, right?
Yeah.
The fallopian tubes. You've got the
But
thing
what?
like that. And
Yeah.
right where those two fallopian tubes, you've got Uluru over there, Tabletop Mountain just off Brisbane there.
Okay. Yeah.
And then the middle there of the Kadesha, where the two rivers meet, well, that's the centre of the Kadesha, and that's where the magnetism is, okay? And what the council used to do was bulldoze and take all, they're just redneck idiots, you know,
Yeah.
and they're just basically colonial fucking reptoid idiots. And they take heaps and heaps of sand and dump it somewhere else. But the sand's so magnetic, within a year it all returns there. So Wayne had this idea. He said, man, we've got to kickstart the green time, because what these Jesuits have done, they've locked all the, in massacres and stuff, they've locked all these souls and spirits in all the song lines and stuff, and then
Oh
put
my god.
reptoid dragons in there to fucking make it even more. So what I
They're
did
called
was,
dragon lines,
so he said,
yeah.
what we've got to do, we've got to return all the spirits to Mother there at the Kadesha, so that it can kickstart the dream time. And no one knows how to use the fisheye anymore, because they're all these third-eyed Biami retards, right? They're all the blow-ins from the north, okay? And of the Dravidians from the north, check this out.
Yeah.
Take out Davidians. See, they're Jewish as well, right?
Yeah.
And where they got the name from was from the Daruk tribe,
Darug tribe.
yeah, which is the crane. And what's the crane? The imagination, okay?
Yes. Yes.
And that's right under the crane astrology in the sky. Now the Daruk tribe is out in Homebush,
Yeah.
that way, okay?
It's where I usually am.
Okay, and the Dravidians actually appropriated their name from Daruk.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I
they're
just sort
from
of
up
tell
north.
you, yes.
Yeah.
But the Dravidians, the Nagas, and the Black Hebrews, which are the Nagas, okay? And the Nagas were the Black Buddhas of Asia for a while. They were in India and China and stuff.
Yeah.
And this is the thing, when the Chinese came down here in the 13th century, they made a claim for here, but it's like, hold it, the Chinese that came down here were fucking black, not you lot. What the fuck are you on about?
Really?
I bet Attila told him that. Charles Wentworth, did he? Did he say that? Because I've been saying it too, Attila didn't tell me.
What happened?
Because Dennis inside me was Charles fucking Wentworth, so I can ask him. That must have been some fucking parliamentary doing, because he told me that basically after they laid claim to Australia, go, no, the Munchers have been here a long time. And then they all got up like children and booed and hissed and walked out of this parliamentary, what was it, a delegatory committee or something? Attila told me that. I've actually got the letter from you. I took a picture of it from Charles Wentworth to ask Attila to come down to this thing. I got that. So little did I know that happened. Attila told me a lie. Oh, there's two dark Aborigines. It was fucking Dennis. There's a tribe up Kempsey way. There's 30 elders. You know, that speak your language.
Yeah.
Was that the first time you met him though? Wow, that must have been quite a powerful moment. Oh God, and I was thrilled. For fuck's sake, David Long goes, look, Tellcount says cover means this. I told you what cover means. There's only one meaning of cover, original meaning. Okay, under illusion, hypnosis, drug. Okay?
Okay.
I'm telling you, this guy, it's like, he was always trying to get me to Europe. I said, why do I want the distorted, confused tongues meanings after that? I want the original fucking meaning, and that's it.
So what happened to Attila?
You know, you only get the original meanings in some things like Gaelic, which is a survivor of Manja, but it's a little bit distorted.
Yeah. What happened
As
to
John
Attila?
Storm pointed out to me one time. You know him as well. He's another aspect of Baroin, isn't he? He's a Baroin over there. I've been friends with him on Facebook for a while. Yeah. He's copped it over there. He's one heck of a fighter. But I showed him all how to stand. We started still using astral crap, like the Duncan Affinian and stuff. But I took all these fucking nasty things out of Duncan Affinian and he said, don't do that again. I said, man, you're full of crap. I just did it for you. Shut up. I said, I did it with my Santa. Because those guys can spend days, weeks taking fucking entities out. I can take 6 out straight up in a few minutes. Just flush the whole body, bang. It's so easy with the magnetism energy. Just right out. Well. See, in Hopi they say ulu, okay, in their dialect. It's like magnetism. But in the actual music language you go
no, what?
How's that for huh? Fuck.
I like the
Trombone pedal notes. Wait till the reptile jig. They won't be fucking laughing.
It sounds like Altai music. Have you heard
I'll
it?
stop playing the trombone. I still play it, fuck.
Have you heard Altai music?
Well, they used to stand in front of me and skunk out on all these gigs. I came back to Sydney, I was in 3 bands on trombone. I said, hold it. I've just spent the last 3 years of my life learning guitar and composition. I didn't come back to Sydney to play fucking 3 bands on trombone. What the fuck's going on? I kept on getting roped into bands on trombone. I was thinking, no, I want gigs on fucking guitar, for fuck's sake. It's like so that was my musical when I was younger. I went to uni.
Yep.
They kept me at school too long, till 19 and a half. That's a long story. And then I went up to Lismore. I didn't even know where Lismore was at the time, but it said Jazz Rock Improvisation Course.
Okay.
Improvisation class and music studio. And I said, this is the only thing in the whole university guide like this that I'm interested. Where's Lismore? I don't care. I'm going. I'm getting the fuck out of Sydney, away from this place, the whole fucking everything, and off I went. And I spent the next 3.5 years, and in the third year, that's where I learned off Jim. Because I did composition for the first year off this guy named Peter Martin, and I learned as much as I could in the first year. And he was marking me double standards against other sort of Jewish students that were doing half of what I was doing. He was giving them A's and giving me B's. I said, mate, you're marking me against myself, not against the class, you fucker. And I went to John Fitzgerald, the guitar guy, and said, look, can I apply to get into guitar next year? I want to switch over from composition. I learned all I can from Peter, that's okay.
Okay.
He said, okay, I'll put it through, because they didn't have split major courses.
Yep.
The next year that my other friends started, like Ben and stuff, they had split majors, and I thought, fuck, why can't I do a split major? I had to do the old course, because I started in '88. And then I got in, then at the end of the second year, composition, and I'm just bored as fuck for the second year. But I'm doing more guitars, I'm doing all the guitar sessions, even though I'm not doing guitar. You know, a lot of the studios for the students and stuff like that. And so I was just always in the fucking studio with Michael Dillon.
Okay.
Who's another aspect of Dottie up at Kalangana, you know. Yes. And that's where we got a hideout up there too, by the way. We're welcome up there anytime. And that's all for Ishton up there. See, that's where Ishton and Chubba live. But the tribe lives down there, so I've got to travel between the two all the time. Ishton or Ishtons are safe up there, and that is their domain when they're here. And that's between, I think, that's Nimbin and Coyote. Yes.
And Ishton's a part of Magdalene, you said? She's a soul aspect.
Oh, Magdalene is a full aspect of Ishton, yes, because
Okay.
Magdalene, well, it's actually Margaret. Magdalene
Margaret,
is
yeah.
the Jewish thing, right, for the Jesus thing, but it's actually Margaret.
Okay.
And basically speaking, you were Margaret, okay?
Okay.
And you were Margaret with the soul aspect, the central soul aspect. You were the second soul aspect of Ishtar, Ishtar essentially, okay, after Peanut. So you're very important. And you and Peanut were in the same body. When they sent Peanut, they did a trick, okay? They sent...
Who's Peanut?
Peanut is the central aspect
Oh, is that like Sophia?
of Ishtar. No,
Oh.
Sophia is a distortion of Ishtar, okay?
Okay.
That's Greek Gnosticism, okay? That's all demonized, okay? Ishtar precedes Sophia.
Oh, right.
Oh, the
okay.
Gnostics hate it when I say that, but it just is what it is.
Yeah.
You know, and anyway.
Well, it's a Greek language. I know what you're saying.
Yeah, well, Greek is like an early distortion, okay? You do get a lot of truths in Greek, but you just got to work out the distortions and bring it back to Mudja, and they do things in nines, so you got to add tens, and you know.
Like Gnosticism's close, but it's not 100%. I know what you're saying. It's
Oh yeah,
not
well
the
it's all
end-all.
about the demiurge, and we're not about the demiurge. It's like fuck off.
Like to an extent we have that, but I think it's not. It's still.
It's a bit, and the Sophia thing is a bit.
It's
you know,
complex,
wicked,
actually.
It starts the Wicked Witch sort of thing, you know, like the horrible sort of sisters of Isis, sisters of darkness. People
It's always the women that
infiltrated.
create from darkness. Sorry, but
And
I
Madger in
think
disguise. I know, so was Nancy, but she stopped it.
Mm.
Chapel. That's right. It gets bizarre, doesn't it? From 16 to 22.
they channel a lot, obviously.
Yeah, so you and Ishton are going to meet very soon.
Okay.
She's going to come here, and you're going to meet Claire as well.
Yeah.
Because it's very important, because you are all very key aspects of Ishton. Now,
Okay.
on the 20th split timeline, they sent out, for the first time since Lemuria, I met for a day Ishton then, and you were in her then too, okay?
Wow.
And then, basically speaking,
So can you explain who Ishtan is after you?
Okay. Ishtan is the original mother. But
Yep.
in the split timelines, Joseph Mengele in the Mother Project split Ishtan into two women, into a twin soul.
Oh,
You
you're
see,
talking
it
World
twins
War
things.
II stuff?
Yeah. And he split Ishtan into Ishtar and Inanna, okay?
Right.
So the reptoids could basically use them in sexual ritual and mutilate
one
them and stuff
being.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they'd mutilate them and they'd remagnetise themselves afterwards. And that's what the core aspects of Ishtan would always be fucking doing, because these fucking faggots would be doing this all the time. And yeah, it's nasty. But you've got to know this stuff,
Yeah.
okay? And the fact that you were at these rituals, and I was at these rituals, unfortunately they were doing stuff to us as children.
Yeah.
And I take the emotional trauma out of ritual stuff when it comes up, okay?
It needs to be released, I think.
Yeah, you've got to release the emotional charge that's held in the body.
Mm.
And the deepest sort of charged memories are actually deep in the spleen, okay?
Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when they do a lot
And
of
the gallbladder.
ritual stuff around your genitals and stuff like that. Like, I got
Mm.
whipped on the altar like a big Hollywood stick with a silver thing on the end, and I was just whacking the right ball in my arsehole. It was
Yeah.
nasty. And my mother was made to do it. And then one of these other Illuminati fuckers blokes came along and did a big whack. He didn't think my mother was doing it hard, but she was doing it fucking hard. And this is one of my fucking sons, you know. You get my first daughter fucking hit me in the, it's disgusting. Yeah.
How do you consciously remember these? Did you awaken?
I've regressed this
You
stuff.
regressed, yeah.
I had flashbacks for years, but then I started opening up. See, I know how to open up a flashback just from a hint of a memory, and then break it open, even if someone else has got one.
Okay.
Like, regression is probably my best ability.
So you do it on yourself?
I do it on myself, but
Yeah.
I do it on other people too. And when I do it on other people,
Oh.
what I do, I act as a connector, okay?
Okay.
And you're the person doing the centered regression, so I'm holding space for you. And I'm following you in your regression. If you get stuck in your regression, I'll look around and go, okay, what if you sort of just walk up there to that post? Is there anything interesting up around there? I just get you back on track without telling you key significant soul memories. And then once you have a significant soul memory, you go, oh, I remember this. And then the whole memory starts flooding through and comes back.
So you
And then you start having smell, taste, and sense feelings. Like, say for instance, when I was in the manor one time, I caught my mother putting a needle in the back of Fabity's head, okay, when I was fucking 4.5. And they sort of panicked. I just went up the side of the bed, and then I saw him, he was going, it was Daniel, but he was in another body, right?
Yeah.
And he told me that he had this international passport or something, and he said he was in a clone's body or something like that. And he was basically Romer's bum boy in the sense of the octopi 8 9s. Like, he was the main go-to man.
Okay.
They used to take him to all the Malva facilities and other places worldwide, and he'd go around and say, this needs to be done, this needs to be done, this, and he'd organise it all. He'd be like a manager. And I'm a bloodhound with this stuff. And basically speaking, after I caught him on the bed, Anthony Gustav de Roth, I'd go back out of this little room into his study, and he's coming along, and I look up, and he's just got this maniacal look on his face going like that.
Yeah, right.
And before I knew it, all of a sudden I felt this, when I was regressing, this prick in my neck. I go, what's that? And then I look up to him, and before I knew it, he stick this needle in my neck.
Far out.
Yeah, and he's fucking almost knocked me out with his neck.
Shit.
And then he's put me on the bed and he goes away. And I go, what the fuck is this cunt doing? And it's like, I go, how the fuck do I get out of here? And I can't get under the bed. No, I can't get under the bed. There's no windows out. Well, what the fuck I do? And then I tried hiding down the side of the bed. And then him and my mum eventually came back, and then he went, how come it's that And he put me back on the bed and he goes, how come it's when everyone else I give this needle, they basically fall asleep, pass out, but you don't, you stay awake. And I said, that's because most people, when they're awake, are asleep.
Yeah.
I said this at 4.5 years old, just straight to his fucking, even though this, whatever drug he gave me, yuck, fuck, he gave me a lot of horrible drugs that night. And I said that to him straight to his face, and my mum was just like,
Was she conscious?
yeah, but he was sort of like, he was very intelligent in knowing how to groom a young person, like a young male.
Okay.
And he'd treat me like an adult and he'd get the best information out of me. And my mother was sort of standing beside and she was a bit concerned how he was treating me like an adult and wooing all this information out of me. And I could see she was going, oh fuck, what's he going to do next with him? But I held my nerve with him.
Yeah.
And he had all these jars
Okay.
on shelves with literally all these like alien looking fucking lizards and giant reptiles. I've never seen anything like it. Like stuff from maybe like deep in the Amazon or Africa, but
Was that a base or were you in a base? Where were you?
I was in the Manor, which was the Illuminati round house.
Oh. Okay.
Grand central headquarters in the Southern Hemisphere.
Right.
Oh yeah, it's a very, very
Where is
big
that?
place. It's in Mossman. And I remember when I told Stanley about it, he said, holy fuck. He said, most people that go there get killed. And I said, that's kind of right, yeah. And then Stanley said, oh, I went up with Cobble one night and I ended up there. We went through some portal. Because there's heaps of portals and things like that. And I go, really?
Because of the sacrifices. Oh, yeah.
And so I had a lot of stuff there. And then when I was 7,
Do you have the lighter?
yes, when I was 7, I was there. And then, what was it? Was it no, it wasn't the same time as the fake cat. It was when I was 4.5 with the fake cat. Basically, I was out in the garden, but what they cut, they put a memory in, but they cut all this stuff out where basically, you know, my mum and Anthony Gustav de Rothschild is Evelyn Rothschild's father, okay? He and also Morris Newman was a son of Anthony Gustav de Rothschild. So Morris Newman, my grandfather, on my mother's side,
Yeah.
and Evelyn Rothschild were half brothers.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
and Roma, my mother, was basically, even though she's 1 year different from Evelyn Rothschild,
Yeah.
Evelyn Rothschild was the uncle of my mother. It's just like I
Oh,
worked out
so
this whole family
interrelated.
tree of this stuff.
Yeah.
And Anthony Gustav de Rothschild basically birthed Yakov Swerdelé too to basically kick off the Russian Revolution.
Right.
So those lot were up to a lot of dirty stuff. And I worked this out in 2014 when I first started centering. After I got those kinesiology body pendulum thing, and then I worked out,
Did you learn kinesiology?
no, I just got the technique, because kinesiologists use the body pendulum, but they can only get 60-70% of the results right. And I worked out why within 5-10 minutes of first.
Wow.
I was going, I know how to do this. It was a past life memory.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then I basically,
You should
Went.
do a regression on me.
yes, I will actually.
Okay. Yep.
I will. You need to do a regression for a couple of things because you need to find out a couple of things, okay?
Yeah.
And I will guide you through it.
Excellent.
And what you do is you go through that regression, and then once you see the sole significant point of the ritual, and you go, that's what happened. Because sometimes these regressions, you have blocked memories because they give you memory wiping drugs, or there's some trauma that's stuck in deep. So
Yeah.
once you get to a certain part in the regression, and you go, I remember this, it all just, the whole memory starts coming through.
Okay.
And then you see what happened for what it is, and you go, that's what happened then. And then you see the psychological imprint of the trauma. And then once you see it for what it is, the emotional charge releases. And you go, that's where, right, I see. And then you've got here and now freedom for that part of your body. See, the
Yeah.
problem with psychiatry and psychology and even psychotherapy, unless they do extended sort of training, more shamanic training, they all focus on the fucking brain, the emotional charges in the body. So it's just fucked right from the start.
Right, yeah.
And all those professions are controlled by the fucking sorcerers anyway. It's all rigged.
The DSM. I mean, there's a purpose for it.
Exactly. Expose it all. Did I do another 10-hour one yesterday? No.
But it's something.
Was it 10 hours yesterday?
10
11 hours.
I don't agree with mainstream psychology or psychiatry either.
Oh no, psychiatry is eugenics. It's a gatekeeper for all the Kabbalah, malign sorcerers.
Yeah, there's an agenda there.
And also the psychiatry meds are basically inorganic compounds, secondary inorganic compounds that alchemy they do sorcery through and use the patients as fucking portals and all sorts of fucking shit. Oh, it's terrible.
Yeah. Yep, I've been through it.
I've worked out the ritual science behind all of this shit. And alchemy means spying from beneath. Al, from beneath, below.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Chem, C-H-E-M, comes from K,
Yeah.
K, E with a stroke above it, which is more calm. Or Chem, that means spying, okay? So look, Chem, spying on us. It's like
That's
Nemeti,
crazy.
not us. Those from not us. That's the name we gave to the Germans because they were copies of us. Yeah. I bet Attila's laughing his fucking ass off somewhere.
What happened to Attila?
Attila's back. He's around.
He's around for sure, but
He's around. I've talked to him already. Yeah, he's around.
yeah, he comes through.
Attila Flink, yeah.
Mm.
Oh fuck, I love him. In some bits, I just get the concepts and I'm good at seeing systems and grids and graphs and the whole thing,
Yep.
And then I go back and look at the details if I need to. But I always go to the big picture first, go straight to it, and then look back. We want to see the structure and the foundation. If you get you get bogged down in the compartmentalizations, it's like you don't know where you're going. You've got to go straight for the big picture, then
The origin point.
go backwards, moving forwards.
Yeah.
From there. That makes sense.
Yep.
I told you my mother used to smoke these wee Williams in the 70s.
Do you like them? Yeah.
Yeah, I actually liked them.
Yeah.
I actually like that cigar. I
This
probably
one's-
tried it as a child, but I wasn't much into cigars, but I got into smoking early.
So
You bastard. He got me that quickly. That's quicker than the fucking Starro thing for sure. You're something else. He's rating everything. Yeah, I feel it. That's how much I've self-mastered that I can actually use what's up there, even though there's not anything there.
yeah.
I can still project magnetism from my brain even though it's not there, or attract it. Like say for instance, and the best one for when you do it untwisting is go from this one on the top. That's like the fine one, but it gets to any point on the body pretty much. It covers the most range.
My
I
goodness.
rewired it way up in the fucking head.
That's all magnet.
My right side is being so fucking twisted. Sound like it's exactly. So I can't wait to go and see him. Because they will not talk to you unless you talk to them in this language. If you can talk in this language, they go, fucking finally, one of the fuckers has come home again. when we do a regression,
Yeah.
now you were at the Arcana Arcanorum Rite of Atlantis Rituals in Port Macquarie and also Canberra, because you're an important aspect of Ishtar, okay? But they had a lot of
Yeah.
children there, and they were ritualizing us and basically programming us for the future through the sex
Yeah.
rituals, and they load
Yeah.
all these sexual etheric implants in our genitals and
That's what I
it's
feel
stuff like
about. Yeah.
and I can get rid of all of that actually.
That's awesome.
Okay, let me read you at the moment, okay? Yep. I've got to read where they all be. Fuck's sake, I've got more in them now. I thought I got rid of them all. No, he's serious? No. Now, I've just got to scan your body.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. There's usually one behind the solar plexus. They do that to all of us so they can fucking get to us all the time. I bet you this one, yeah?
Lower back?
Have you ever had that one taken out, either of you two? Okay. Sort you two out too. That one's important. Karen took that one out of my back only months ago actually. That was the one thing that, because they put that there in birth. And they take you out cesarean section, that's the first thing they do. And then link it to sorcerers so they can pimp your energy all your life. It's a fucker. They worked out, they did that to this body at birth even though I wasn't in it.
Wow.
I just want to check the array, what we've actually done. Okay, that's there. They tried putting one on the front. Oh fucking hell, they've loaded you up. Don't worry, I'll get this out in a fucking moment. Yeah. But this is the thing, not many people know how to do this, only the people who know the old stuff. You do this third eye fucking shit, oh, that's fucking, takes fucking forever, it's useless. Oh fucking hell, they've loaded you up. Bastards. Have you had problems in that regard, in your life generally?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool. Fucking hell, they've gone all your medicine wells and everything. I'm going to do a full flush over you. Okay. Now,
Okay.
what I'd like you to do is, while I'm doing this,
Yep.
have a sip of this first.
Okay.
Some reference gone in the fucking void. I'll get David to feed and bring me some from Pete's. This is what, yes, that's what you meant. Yeah. This will be good. This will be good for you. Now, this is marine magnesium. This is very,
Oh,
very
I've
good
had
stuff.
that. I've
Yeah,
had
yeah.
the powder. Yeah.
Yeah, this is very good.
Okay.
Dennis just told me. I need to give you a couple of these.
Thanks.
Okay. Is that, have you got that coffee?
Yep.
Have a sip of that.
Okay. 2 of them? You need me to have 2 of them?
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
So, now, have them now.
Thank you.
Now what I'm going to do is flush it all out of you. And then afterwards,
Sorry.
no, I'm going to have a drink too. It's usually best when you're lying down. I usually do it all like that, but that's okay.
Do you really lie down? I can
No.
lie on the floor.
Only if it's comfortable for you.
Yeah, it's fine.
No, actually, sit up. I can do it. Like
Sit
that.
up? Okay.
Now, after I do it, I want you to have a good few drags on this to
Okay.
literally get it all out of your quiet meridians, okay? And stuff like that, like just voila, okay?
Do I need to do that? Voila.
You can do that if you like, yeah.
Okay.
Because that's like